Disclaimer, if you've already driven in South or Southeast Asia, you're probably not going to find this video interesting, but feel free to provide comments below for anything you think I might have missed. If you want to rent a motorcycle in Nepal, the two best places to do that in are Pokhara or Kathmandu, the two major tourist cities within Nepal. And if you go to Kathmandu, you can just walk around the Tamil district and you'll see a number of storefronts that have for hire or for rent in front of motorcycles. If you can't find anything by just walking around, a few of these stores do have an online presence, so a simple Google search should turn them up. Do be aware though that if you want to rent a motorcycle, you will have to give them your passport as collateral. Sadly, I wasn't able to find a single place that would take a credit card as collateral, and the only other alternative is to give them $2,000 cash, which is equally scary, so it depends on what you want to do there. The two most common motorcycles in Nepal are the Bajaj Pulsar and the Hero Company Achiever. Both are 150cc motorcycles and consume anywhere between 30 to 50 kilometers per liter. I really don't know enough about the two bikes to differentiate them, but when I was in Nepal, I rented the Pulsar, which is a great small bike. I loved it because it was easy to navigate in between the traffic which you'll encounter within Kathmandu. But one of the problems with the bike is that it's not very powerful. So let's say if you're passing a bus on an incline, which is very common in Nepal, you're not going to have much power to back you up. But being one of the most common bikes in Nepal, it's very cheap to rent. I ended up renting mine for about 600 Nepali rupees per day, which isn't bad. But if you want more power, you should go for the Royal Enfield. The Royal Enfield comes in a 350 and 500cc engine size. This is a much larger, much heavier motorcycle. So it's not going to be great within the inner city, but it's going to be great for the Nepali highways. So it depends on what you want to do with your time in Nepal. It is going to set you back quite a bit more, so expect to pay over 3,000 Nepali rupees per day. And of course, it doesn't get very good fuel economy, and gasoline is very expensive in Nepal. Last few notes on gear: make sure to check and double check the helmet that they give you at the rental location. Look at the visor, make sure it's not completely scratched, which was the case of the helmet that I rented. So when it started raining, I couldn't see anything through the visor. So make sure, just to get a good helmet. And if you have the luxury of actually bringing your helmet from home, that's even better, because then you can actually make sure that it's, let's say, DOT certified. Another note on gear: make sure to buy a face mask. They have them at a number of the tourist shops in the Tamil area if you're in Kathmandu. They're great because they keep bugs out of your mouth, but also when you're stuck in really heavy traffic, a lot of the pollution that's there, it's really nasty to breathe that stuff in. So mask doesn't do much, but at least it helps a little bit in that regards. Make sure to buy some gloves while you're there. It again helps just with the elements, and that's pretty good on gear. Very last few notes about driving Nepal: it is a very dangerous activity, and if you're not very comfortable on a motorcycle, I don't recommend it at all. Also remember the chain of command on the roads in Nepal. If you are a lorry or bus, in other words, if you're really big, you have the right of way pretty much all the time. Motorcycles are down there with pedestrians and bicyclists, so you pretty much have to fill the voids between the very large vehicles on the road. Also, there's issues with reduced visibility, especially if you're driving in and around the valleys in monsoon season. That can be a really big problem. And there's always animals to consider, so bulls and cows can pass the road at any point in time. So be very cautious while you're out there, be safe, and have a lot of fun.